Hello class, today we are going to be solving an interesting question. If you see the question, it involves both indices and trigonometry at the same time. So let's check it out and see how we can solve it. So solution. You see, there are few ways or so many ways, but the best way to solve this question is to use trigonometric identities, since it involves trigonometric identities. But before that, we know that 81 is the same thing as what? 3 to the power of 4. You get it? So I'm going to substitute it here. We now have 3 to the power of 4 sine square x plus what? 3 to the power of 4 cos square x is equals to 30. So as you can see, I have two options. It's either I make sure that they all become xx sine x or cos x of x, and we know that cos square x plus what? Sine square x is equals to 1. So therefore cos square x is the same thing as what? 1 minus what? Sine square x. So I'm going to substitute it here. So we now have 3 to the power of 4 sine square x plus what? 3 to the power of 4 bracket 1 minus sine square x is equals to 30. So we now have 3 to the power of 4 sine square x plus 3 to the power of 4. You see, 4 times this, we have what? Sine square x minus what? 4 times this, we have what? 4 sine square x is equals to 30. So from indices, I can do this in this format. We can have 3 to the power of 4 sine square x plus what? 3 to the power of what? Okay, here it's 4 times 1 is there is no sign. X is only 3 to the power of 4 times 1. We have what? 3 to the power of 4. So here we have 3 to the power of 4 times what? 3 to the power of 4 minus 4 sine square x is equals to 30. So if you look at it, we are progressing. So because from the laws of what? Indices, which is the product law, this can be transformed into this. You get it? So in that case, I can say we have 3 to the power of 4 sine square x plus what? 3 to the power of 4. You see, I'm going to take the reciprocal to do away with this minus. So we are going to have all over what? 3 to the power of 4 sine square x is equal to 30. So in that case, here it becomes 3 to the power of 4 sine square x plus this can still be 81. 3 to the power of 4 sine square x is equals to 30. So if you look at it critically, this and this are the same. So let's simplify our work by saying let 3 to the power of 4 sine square x, for instance, let it be u. You get it? So in that case, anywhere I see this, I'll substitute the value of u. So we are now going to have u plus 81 all over u is equals to 30. So let's multiply all through by u, so that we avoid a fraction. We avoid what? We avoid fraction. So in that case, we are going to have u dot u plus what? 81u all over u is equals to u times what? 30. So we now have u square plus 81 is equals to what? 30u. So we now have u square minus 30u. Since it's positive, if it crosses the equal sign, we have minus, plus what? 81 is equals to 0. So we now have what we call a quadratic equation. So we are going to use the factorization method. The factorization method requires that we look for two numbers that when we multiply them, we will have 81, and when we subtract them, we'll have what? 30. Those two numbers are what? U square minus 3u minus 27u plus 81 is equals to 0. So let's factorize it. You see, we can factorize u out. U minus 3. Here we can factorize 27. 27 bracket u minus 3 is equals to 0. So you see, let's verify. Minus 27 times u is minus 27u, minus times minus is plus, 27 times 3s is confirmed. So we have u minus 3 bracket u minus 27 is equals to 0. We now have u minus 3 is equals to 0, or u minus 27 is equals to 0. So in that case, we now have u is equals to 3 or 27. But mark you, we are not asked to find the value of u. We are supposed to find the values of x. You get it? And from our main question, if you recall, we said what? Let 3 to the power of 4 sine square x be equals to u. You get it? So in that case, we are going to recall our value of u. We are going to recall what? Our value of u, which is going to be like this. We said, but recall that u is equals to what? 3 to the power of 4 sine square x. So for u is equals to 3. So what is going to be the value of x? So I'm going to substitute 3 here. So we now have 3 is equals to 3 4 sine square x. You get it? So 3 is just like saying 3 to the power of 1. So we can equate the powers. Equate powers. If you equate powers, just 3 and 3 will go. We now have 1 is equals to 4 sine square x. You divide both sides by 4. You divide both sides by 4. We now have sine square x is equals to 1 over 4. This 4 and 4 will go. So let's take the square root of both sides. 1 by 4. So we now have this 2 will go with the square root. We have what? Sine x is equals to 1 over 2. Square root of 4 is 2. So x is going to be what? Sine inverse of what? 1 over 2. So if you use your calculator, the sine inverse of a half is going to give us what? 30 degree. So this is the value of what? X when u is equals to 3. Also, for u is 27, we are going to apply the same thing here. We now have 27 is equal to 3 to the power of 4 sine square x. 27 becomes 3 to the power of 3, which is what? 3 to the power of 4 sine square x. we also equate powers, so this 3 and 3 will go. We now have 3 all over 4 sine square x. We now divide both sides by 4, so we'll be left with what? Sine square x is equals to 3 over 4. So let's take the square root of both sides. Sine square x is equals to square root of what? 3 over 4. So we now have this 2 will go with the square root. We are now going to be left with what? Square root of 3 all over 2. So we now have sine x is equals to square root of 3 over 2. You get it? So our x is now going to be what? Sine inverse of square root of 3 all over 2, which is going to give us what? 60 degree. So the values of x is what? 30 degree and what? 60 degree.